I feel insulted. I'm gonna try not to be offended. My husband, who is neurotypical, I asked him to get together some memes for me, and I'm gonna, react to them. He was sniggering away to himself when he was selecting these, and a lot of them I think he was relating to himself. He's definitely not autistic. Maybe he's laughing at me. Let's find out. Sorry if I was being autistic, it was probably due to my autism. I love it. I wanna cry. It's great. Can I like tattoo that somewhere? Like on my face? What's it called when you're an introvert but have taken on numerous leadership and outgoing roles your whole life? That's totally me. There were times where people were like, oh, I thought you were shy, but then I was like taking charge of something kind of in school, like rare times where I felt a boost of confidence or felt like I was in my comfort zone. I think it's the independence with autism and the control, we like to get things done our way, make sure everything's okay, and attention to detail, so we can sometimes be pretty good at doing that. Like, yeah, I think we can be pretty good leaders. Like, I run a business, I have employees, we can do stuff. Who would have thought it? Oh, that's nice that he thought of me though when he saw that. Like, he probably just thinks you're bossy, pain in the bum, but like, oh, thanks, Lewis. When you convince yourself to finally go out, then realize it was a mistake and you'd rather be home. That looks like that I'm already tired of masking and it's been 5 minutes face. You can see the strain behind her eyes. I don't know if she's actually autistic, the person in the picture, but yeah, and I'm sure my husband can probably relate to this as well. Sometimes he likes being home more than me. He's just like a homebody kind of person. My mom is also, and she's not autistic either, and you can totally relate to autistic people if you're introverted in that way. Like, it may not always be for the same reasons, and you may have a different experience socializing. Like, my husband can relax more in social situations, but sometimes I can appear more outgoing than he can in social situations, so it's weird. Yeah, totally relate. But I mean, if she finishes that drink and she maybe gets a few more, she might be alright. Not promoting drinking alcohol to survive social situations, but we've all been there. Swimming is so embarrassing. Everyone can see you want to be alive. Why is that autism related? I don't know. Is it just because you feel self-conscious of like little things that you do? Everyone can see you want to be alive because you like pop up out of the water like, I don't know, I don't get it. I do get it, but I don't get it, you know what I mean? Opening a book, how to make friends, talk to people. Oh, a deal breaker for me. Yeah. Yeah, that was me as a child. I just had no idea what to do, apart from this one time where I've said it in another video. I went up to someone and was like, do you want to be my friend? Can we be friends? And they were like, yeah, and it worked. I don't know, like, I've only tried it once. It's worked 100% of the times I've used it. For me, though, it's not always that. It's just, like, I just have a lot of things I want to do that aren't to do with socializing. So it's like, if I make friends, then I have to maintain it. It's an investment of time, and, like, I just have a lot of stuff I want to do, okay? Like, I don't know, but then that makes me sound like I think I'm super important or something. When I mask and try to live up to neurotypical standards, my brain chuckles I'm in danger. I mean, my brain constantly thinks I'm in danger every second of the day. It's real fun. It doesn't even have to be about masking. ADHD brains during emergency, calm with a K. ADHD brains during everyday normal life, panic. Oh, okay, so focus from the adrenaline rush. Probably, yeah. I feel like I'm pretty chill during emergencies. My brain has been seeing danger all day in like stupid crap, and then when something bad actually happens, I'm like, I'm ready for this. I knew this was coming. There's times where like my cat has injured an animal, and I think I'm quite good at kind of handling a situation, going into survival mode, being like okay in the moment, and then sometimes, you know, afterwards you have to like process it and whatever. But I like panic with a K and calm with a K. I like that. Oh no, this looks like it's gonna hit me in the feels. I don't like in the feels as a phrase, but I'm gonna say it because it feels appropriate right now. Telling people I'm autistic and being judged because of their misconception about me. Not telling people I'm autistic and being judged for my awkwardness. Yeah, like there's a lot of people in my life who don't know. Most people don't know, and it feels like a massive thing to tell people. So I'm telling the internet instead, I suppose. That's usually what I do about things in my life. Overshare online instead. When people don't know what it is and they don't know how to label you and they don't know how to categorize you, you just become like scary to them, and they just don't know what box to put you in, and it's just like, ooh, just stay away from that kind of thing. So I suppose then we mask to try and make ourselves look as normal as possible to avoid that from happening. Wouldn't it be great if we just lived in a society where we accepted that some people have different brains, you know, like people have different hair colours, maybe not all of us are just the same, and we aren't all just born a blank slate and then we're either parented well or parented badly and then we turn into who we're going to be. Maybe there is some genetics involved and differences in connectivity and all this stuff, and you know, maybe all brains aren't exactly the same. We just accept that people are different. If autism have different connotations, then we could say it. I feel like it would be like taking off uncomfortable clothing at the end of the day, like, whew, just like such a relief of like, now I can just be. And to be honest, wouldn't most people appreciate feeling like that? Having less like societal expectations to be a certain way and everyone feeling like they have to be in this box, wouldn't we all just benefit from just being like yourself a little bit more? The world just feels mean sometimes. This one is great. People talking poop about self-diagnosis while I'm using peer diagnosis to accuse all my friends of autism and be right every single time. Being friends with me comes with a complimentary autism diagnosis. I feel like this is so me. Like when I started seeing traits in myself, I was like, well, what about them? We got on really well. And it's so hard, like if you don't know someone's full neurodevelopmental history, it can be like crossover between different things, so you don't know for sure that it isn't maybe something else that just presents a bit similarly, and like maybe you can just relate to them because you're both a little bit different. I don't know, but like yeah, I definitely have found myself drawn to autistic people, and I think autistic people have found themselves drawn to me too in the past. And like, yeah, you just can't help but see it. You start to recognize it. Friends, obviously family, because you know, genetics are a thing. They're probably going to be very similar in their presentation, or they might be very similar in their presentation to you as well, and that's super interesting. Oh, it's just hard not to, but I mean, like, if autism wasn't such a dirty word, like maybe we could just go around diagnosing our friends, you know, it's fine, like we're all clinical psychologists at heart. If you can't handle me at what you have mistakenly assumed is my worst, then prepare to be unpleasantly surprised in the immediate future. What? I'm lost. This has lost me. I can't process it. It's too late. I'm gonna blame it on it being too late. If you can't handle me at what you have mistakenly assumed is my worst, then prepare to be unpleasantly surprised in the immediate future. What is he trying to say? What is Holmes trying to say? Why did you pick this one? I feel insulted. Why is he? I'm gonna try not to be offended. Sorry I didn't respond to your text. I was trying to figure out how a normal person would respond and then just gave up. Yeah, I'm just trying not to think about all the people I'm ignoring right now. It takes me a long time to formulate messages because I want to like make sure I've said everything I want to say. I don't want to say the wrong thing, etc, and then it just ends up taking up way too much of my time. Like, I don't want you to call me, but I don't want to text you either. I feel like my husband could probably relate to this a little bit as well. It can be tricky sometimes. I think for me, over messages, I can end up being too wordy sometimes and like trying to over clarify what I'm saying, and then you end up with like a big paragraph. Now knowing that I'm autistic and like looking back on things, like times where I really overshared with people and I hadn't really known them that well, and I'm like, oh, cringe, but at the same time, like, it's kind of cringe because I don't cringe about it too much. I'm like, I know most people would cringe at that, but I don't cringe at that, and that's kind of cringe. Do you know what I mean? Me trying to be friends with a group of girls. Yeah. I'm dying. I love that. That was the worst thing about high school, was being in female friend groups. I don't want to be like completely stereotypical and whatever. It's obviously not representative of everyone in a one whole gender, and I have lots of friends. Not lots of friends. What flipping universe do I have lots of friends? I have friends who are female who I really, really, really love. And my best friendship groups tended to be mixed, and a lot of the people in them were not straight either. Potentially were neurodiverse as well in some way, and that tended to be the groups that I fit into best. Oh my gosh, in high school, you know, like year 8 and 9, so that's around like age 13, 14, it's just everyone falling out, everyone all the time, every word you say being twisted to mean something different, everyone's ganging up on you. I don't know, it's just chaos, and it's just so difficult. I find female friendships difficult because I just think there's just so many layers. It just feels like there's hidden meanings in everything. I always have the feeling, do they actually even like me? You know? It feels like there's this dishonesty. And maybe it's like this competitiveness that's kind of ingrained into girls, but I don't get it. I don't feel like I fit in very well with it. It's not all women, okay? It's not. Let me know if you're related to any of these in the comments. If you want to subscribe, then feel free to. If you want to press the notification bell. I do not have notifications on for anything. Is anyone like me? It is too demanding. It makes me mad. Get out of my life. I did not invite you into my life. The way Apple texts have to buzz twice for a text. Leave me. I heard you the first time and I didn't care then and I don't care now. Probably why your texts don't get responded to. But like, if anything, apps ask me, do you allow notifications? No. No. So I do not blame you if you do not turn on notifications, but if you are a notification-y sort of person, my husband loves a good notification. He's drowning in them. Still doesn't reply to messages very well. So what is his excuse? What are we going to diagnose him with? Laziness. Anyway, I get to insult him now. Hope you enjoyed this. Do whatever you want. Subscribe, notification if you want. If you want to just leave and never see my face again, then fine, you know, like, sorry. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a nice day. Is that going to be a thing? Am I going to keep saying that at the end of videos? I hope not. If anyone says to me, like, you don't look autistic, I'll just be like, how about now?